Hello everyone, I'm Becky Goldsmith with Piece of Cake, and I would like to show you the difference between Wonderfil's Ellana wool thread and the wool thread that is hand dyed that comes from Tracy Trevethan. Right off the bat, you can read the difference. The Wonderfil thread is a wool acrylic blend, and the Tracy Trevethan is 100% wool. Knowing this doesn't necessarily make one better or worse than the other, it just describes the attributes of the thread. A wool acrylic blend is a stronger thread, which is why it comes on a spool that can be used on your sewing machine when paired with the right sewing machine speed, needle, and tension. You can use this on the top of your sewing machine. It's really strong, and if you were going to use wool thread, say to make a little wool animal and you wanted strong wool thread, this is also really nice for wool applique, whether you do it by hand or machine. Tracy's hand-dyed 100% wool thread is softer. It doesn't have quite as tight a twist. In fact, if you look close, you can tell there's a difference between these two threads. As I said, this comes wound on a spool, and that's done mechanically, which adds some tension during the winding. Tracy winds all of her thread on the cards by hand, on purpose, so as not to stretch the thread and put it under tension as she is preparing it for sale in smaller lots. Tracy's thread is suitable for handwork, and it is beautiful for hand applique because it is so soft, it blends into the wool really well. Let me show you both in action. This is the Wonderfil thread. Because it is stronger, if you wanted to, you could start with a slightly longer length of thread, and it's going to wear really well. This wool sews with a crispness. I do love this thread, and I have used it a lot. It is strong, it's fuzzy, it works well with the wool. It's nice, I like it. But the stitches, because the thread is just a little bit crisper, they do show just a little bit against the wool. Not a huge amount, really not enough to worry that much about. This is Tracy's wool thread, and it's variegated. So there would be some cases where it's lighter against dark or darker against light. But in general, when you use it, especially with her wool, it tends to blend right in. And I do believe this is a piece of Tracy's wool. This thread is a little bit thicker. Its twist is less pronounced. It makes a softer stitch. Again, it's very subtle. It is interesting to look at a head-to-head comparison of the two threads in action. This is the Wonderfil. This is Tracy's thread. They are both lovely. They each have their own particular look. I know that I will use both of these threads, and depending on the look I want on any given shape with any given wool, I am going to enjoy having choices, and I think you will too. Thank you for watching, and may you have many happy stitches.